Hey, welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me in this one. Now, this particular video, I will be talking about one of our favorite stocks on this channel, and that is Southwest Airlines. I have to let you know that, Southwest Airlines is one of those airlines that have really made a lot of drastic improvements over the years, not in their operation itself, but in the ability to actually survive during downturns. Southwest Airlines is picking up speed lately, especially with the gains and its performance with the stock. And I really want to just share that with you guys, and let's go over some of the details of why this is happening. If you're new on my channel, my name is Stephen Ojo, and welcome to you. On this channel, we talk about aviation and investing. So if you're interested in any of those subjects, kindly subscribe by hitting the red button below. Also, if you're a returning viewer or a returning subscriber, well, thank you so much for supporting this channel. You guys make this channel rock. So if you have been wondering what has been going on in the stock market in general, well, one of the things that has been happening is that a lot of tech stocks have really, cooled off lately since we are in the recovery of the pandemic. And this has been fueled by the availability of vaccines, and also the fact that a lot of countries are able to now develop their own vaccines, and most of them are actually working as expected. All right, they are effective in combating this virus. As investors in general, what we start to look for is a change in pattern, and that's very important, all right, especially when it comes to making money on a short term. So we're looking for the next big thing, and that is what is fueling these changes in the stock market. And right now we have a lot of gains in the transportation sector. Some of the hotels and the cruise lines are beginning to pick up speed in stock gains, and that is something that you need to start paying attention to if you also want to make money on a short term. Now, I have to make something clear. I'm for the long-term game, all right? I prefer to hold stocks for a long time and, make the money along the way. But there's nothing wrong making money short-term as well. And when I mean short-term, I'm talking about holding a stock for less than a year. If you're holding it for about 3 to 5 years, then that's considered long-term and longer, by the way. So what has been going on with Southwest Airlines? Well, lately, the stock has made it to a new recent high of around $59, and there's still plans for this stock to keep going to about $64. The highest point the Southwest Airlines stocks has gotten to recently is around $65. When I say recently, I'm talking about 3-4 years ago. This recent momentum in the gains of this particular company can really, fuel the stock price, okay, and get it to a higher level. Now, here are the few reasons why that is happening. In her last earnings report, their CEO actually mentioned a few things that really stood out to a lot of investors, and one of them is the fact that they were able to hold on to a lot of cash even through the year as the pandemic was, devastating all other airlines. Now, of course, they were devastated by the pandemic, but surprisingly, they were able to manage the impact. Now, I have to make something clear also. The reason why Southwest Airlines was able to manage things effectively and efficiently, even though they were losing money, was the fact that their structure or their type of operation is very simple. It's a point-to-point type of operation in which, you pick an airport that they fly from, and they fly to the next point, and then from that airport, they fly to another point, and sometimes they return to the same airport. But the point is, it's not an hub and spoke type of operation in which you fly all these people into a hub, and then from that hub these people can fly to wherever they are going to. That's not the type of operation Southwest have. The other thing also to mention is that Southwest Airlines operate a type of airplane, just one type of airplane, which is a 737. Now, the thing is, with this type of operation, it's easy for them to make changes to schedules easily, and also if there are cancellations, they're able to basically put that aircraft to use on a different type of flight, which most airlines in general are unable to do that, especially the major airlines in which you're flying from, let's say you have a 777 available to fly you from JFK to California. Well, if you cancel that flight, you cannot put that airplane to use on a flight from JFK to Charlotte. It doesn't just make sense. The 737 that Southwest Airlines operate, they can easily do that because, well, it works for them. Now, the other thing also that I need to mention, the 737 MAX that has been grounded impacted the ability of the airline to make money in 2020. Of course, there wasn't any money to be made in 2020, to be honest, because of the pandemic. But the point is that the impact of that also affected their operation in some way. Now, the details of their agreement with Boeing wasn't shared by the CEO, but there was an undisclosed, settlement they agreed to, in which Boeing will pay Southwest Airlines some money to basically mitigate their losses, which I believe that was a smart thing to do. Right now, like I said, the stock is picking up speed, and we are seeing it approaching about $60 per share now. Can it get up to $64? And this is exactly what was reported by one of the analysts. I believe this is achievable because, again, Southwest Airlines have had a report of consistent profit. And if you look at their history, since 1952, the airline has only had a year of annual net loss, which that year was what? 2020. That means over the years and decades, they've being profitable year over year. And that is very impressive. And that is one of the reasons why the recovery of this stock is rather quick compared to other airlines. If you look at the stocks of United, American Airlines, Delta, and all these other airlines, they haven't really got close to their previous highs, whereas Southwest is really encroaching that level right now. So what is likely going to happen? Well, a few things. We don't know what is going on with the market itself. According to a recent information that was shared by the company, they said that the demand for leisure travel increased in February this month, which is part of the reasons why the stock is actually performing well. Also, the other thing that is going on is that the fuel prices, we don't know how that would really impact the profitability of an airline, but we know that if fuel prices increase, well, the ability for the airline to make money decreases. We know that right now they are taming inflation according to the Fed, and if that is the case, well, fuel prices generally will remain steady. The other thing in the news about Southwest is the fact that they are thinking of adopting a different type of airplane, which is the A220. Now, this is a very similar airplane in size with the 737 MAX, and due to the fact that 737s that are owned by Southwest Airlines are outdated now, they're kind of getting old, so they need to start replacing them. Now, the plan for Southwest was that they were originally going to start replacing them with 737 MAX, but with the issues that Boeing is currently experiencing with a lot of issues on the 737 MAX and with the delays in getting the airplane to start operating, well, they're beginning to see reasons why they might need to have a diversified fleet type. I believe that would be a smart thing to also do, but that also comes at a price. One of them is the fact that, well, you have to start considering training your pilot to be able to fly this other type of airplane, and sometimes once you have a pilot flying the 737, it means that those pilots will stick to that 737 MAX unless they go for a different training. Now, once they go for a different training and they get type rated, then they are able to fly the A220. And once they start flying that A220, technically they can't come back, because you can't just pick them and randomly assign them to fly a 737 airplane. So you see where that can get a bit into like a bottleneck logistically, because now let's assume you cancel a flight on a 737 airplane, those crew cannot be put to use on a different aircraft, say A220, because, well, they are rated on the 737. In the long term, I believe this would be a beneficial investment for an airline like this. So without making this video too long, key thing that I want to take away is this here. A few things are happening in favor of Southwest Airlines. They've seen an increase in demand for leisure travelers. Of course, the business travelers are still very, very low because most offices and businesses are still conducting distance operation. The other thing also that is working for Southwest right now is the fact that the 737 MAX is back in service. Well, according to the airline, will start flying 737 MAX again by March 11, 2021. The other thing that is working for them is the fact that they have a good record of maintaining cash flow. And one last thing, all right, that I know that our Southwest is good for is their customer service. Customer service is top notch. A lot of loyal travelers are coming to them and they're coming back in style. And one last thing that I also need to mention before I leave this video, okay, is the fact that you need to remember that other airlines like the United, Delta, and American Airlines, they have a large amount of international presence, which means that they go international destinations a lot. And the problem is that a lot of international destinations are closed or they require extra processes due to the quarantine and all that stuff that comes with the pandemic issues. So not a lot of people are interested in going international. Now, with Southwest Airlines, their business is mostly domestic flying, which means that people are willing to travel to places, to visit friends and families. Of course, that is still reduced, but it's gradually picking up because people are tired of sitting at home. I'm going to leave it at that. If you are interested in more of this subject, don't forget to drop a like on this video. It definitely lets me know that you enjoyed this video. And also, if you are interested in topics like this, share your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's have some discussion. Let's know what you're thinking. Am I wrong? Am I right? What are your own contributions to this video? Please feel free to share.